Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, Nerd Shit. This is episode 5. Back here again with the boy ShootingStar Sheriff. Today we got a couple topics we want to talk about. We were gonna make this a 4.5, but we actually we decided to make it a full episode. But just to set your expectations in the future, if we feel like there's a topic that we want to talk about, but it's not long enough to be in a complete podcast, we'll just like call it a 0.5 episode. We probably even get like what is it? Oh my god, I hate myself for forgetting this, for drawing a blank right now, but Kingdom Hearts. We might even get Kingdom Hearts on y'all and like start doing 2.05s and
oh no, let's not
nerd shit 365 days.
over two.
but no. We want to talk about My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia just came back, season 4. At this point, within our recording, 2 episodes have come out so far, and we just kind of want to talk about our thoughts on it. Me personally, coming to it from as a person who doesn't read the manga, and what I thought was going to happen, like after the events of season 3, and what actually happened and how I feel about it. I know my boy ShootingStar Sheriff over there, he actually reads, or at least read the manga at one point. I know he was doing some manga reviews and stuff like that, manga chapter reviews on his channel a long time ago, a while ago. Like it's been like almost a year, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I still read the manga. It's been a while, but I
dope. All right, cool. So, season 4 is back. So the first episode of season 4, like it wasn't what I was expecting. I expected episode 2 to be episode 1, if that makes any sense. Like I expected them to kind of go into more of the actual like war and the people getting ready for the fight between the League of Villains and stuff like that. And I expected to see like more of like what happens after All Might is no longer like All Might and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because like the first episode was like a real chill episode, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't really any action. It was literally just the kids back at school and a reporter coming to basically see if all hope is lost as far as like within society and stuff like that, which I really didn't expect. I thought like we were going to get like maybe some action scenes or some fights or like some training like scenes or something like that, but we really didn't get too much of that. It was basically like the guy just going around school talking about the students and stuff like that, like doing a report on them and just trying to figure out who is the next All Might going to be. And obviously he eventually talks to Midoriya or Izuku or Deku or like whatever name you want to call him, but anyway, he talks to Deku and he's like, alright, cool, Deku is the next All Might, and it kind of like asks Deku about like like why do you want to be a hero or something like that, or like or something like that. He had a conversation with the boy that basically restored his faith in society and that hope is not lost, basically. Which again, I was not expecting that. I expected them to go hit the ground full training mode, which we didn't get, but I did enjoy what we got. Me personally. And then episode 2 is you seen episode 2, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Episode 2 is what I expected episode 1 to be like, basically. But episode 2, man, I can't even. I know exactly like the events that happened, but maybe you can explain a little bit better than me. But I know like the League of Villains, like they met up and stuff like that. Like a new guy who name I completely forget, but he was like a Yakuza or something like that. He went to the League of Villains. It was like, yo, y'all follow me because I have a plan. Like your boy over here with the hands on his face doesn't really have a plan. He had so many power moves that he could have made, but he lost them because he didn't have an actual plan. And then like, stroke of egos and stuff like that. they fought, or whatever, and then the guy whose name I forgot, which I know my boy ShootingStar Sheriff got my back. He's gonna he's gonna come here in a minute and like and explain this 10 times better than me. But the boy, like, I guess says, "Yo, whenever you're ready to talk, hit me up." And that's basically all I can remember so far. Dang, I should have wrote notes. But yeah, anyway, let's get your perspective and stuff like that. And again, like I said, maybe you can kind of like save what I just said and make it and make it better.
No. So basically, if you've been following My Hero Academia, at least the anime up until this point, at the one of the biggest moments of the previous season was, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen My Hero Academia, any of the seasons. So if you don't want to be
Oh,
spoiled,
too
we
late
probably
for
should have
that.
said this in the beginning, but click away. Too late, but click away right now. But anyway, if you didn't see the previous season, the highlight of that season was pretty much All Might fighting All for One, which has been his longtime nemesis, and he takes him out, but his secret is exposed. He tells Deku that he indirectly tells Deku that he has to step up. He's gonna, All Might's gonna train him. He's gonna put all of his, whatever is left of him, whatever's like kind of left of his life is now dedicated to really developing and training Deku now. Which, that leads to Bakugo kind of finding out about Deku's secret as well, and Bakugo's feelings about the whole matter. But the thing is All Might's now out of the picture. So episode 2 really kind of starts to pick up off of that, where now without the number one villain and the number one hero, there's kind of like this power vacuum happening. There's this vacuum here. So everyone's trying to be like, okay, we just lost, like, the villains lost their number one villain, the heroes lost their number one hero. So everyone's kind of like, who's gonna fill up this? Who's gonna fill this? Who's gonna fill this gap? Who's gonna be the next Tony Stark? Let me not.
Yo, I feel like
Anyway,
the past, like, every
there's
episode
some.
of Nerd Shit has like some Spider-Man reference in it. This is like,
It really does. It's like it's definitely. But yeah, they're on some, like, Deku's on his Peter Parker Far From Homes. Anyway, but pretty much it's just pretty much like everyone's trying to like gun at, like, trying to be, influential like Stain was, or be such a, or be an actual threat for the villain side, or be that actual inspiration for the hero side. So, society is kind of split in a whole bunch of different ways. Because you got to think, man, everyone loses if you lost the number one hero, everyone's next thought is who's going to be the next All Might? Who's going to be the next big dog? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of where we're at right now. But it's really good. I mean, I'm speaking from a guy who's I've read the manga, as Keon has said, and honestly, this is probably, it's funny because I say it with every arc that passes in My Hero, and I'm like, man, this is personally my favorite arc. And as each arc, but like honestly, like reading this, like being able to read everything that's going to happen in this arc, not giving any spoilers, this is definitely a really, really strong arc. Really good arc for Deku. So I can't wait for the people who are the anime watchers to experience it for the first time. So it's
yo,
gonna be
definitely,
good.
definitely. Let's also talk about before we move forward. Again, more of Deku's journey. Uh, he he was looking for, I guess, a work study, and then basically he's asking All Might, yo, like, what is it? Introduce me to your old sidekick. What's his name again? Night Eye.
Night
Introduce me to
Eye.
Night Eye, and All Might is like, no, I can't do that for personal reasons and stuff like that. Which we'll probably find out in the future why All Might doesn't want to face Night Eye. But anyway, it completely caught me off guard. And again, spoilers alert. But when Deku was introduced to Night Eye, your boy, man, I keep forgetting everybody's name. I gotta start writing people's name down. I'm so bad with names, but your the dude who like phases through stuff. What is his name again? Mirio.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Miriam. I'm
Mirio.
just gonna
So
call him
basically,
Miriam.
All Might asked Mirio to introduce Deku to Night Eye, who because basically Mirio is doing like a work study or something like that, or apprenticeship with Night Eye, hoping to become a sidekick. But anyway, he's like, "Yo, Night Eye is like really serious, but if you want a chance to like take on his work study, take on this apprenticeship, you gotta make him laugh. Like he's big on humor. He may be like real strict and real serious, but he's really big on humor. So if you don't make him laugh, you're not gonna get the job. You're not gonna get this." And like we like Deku and Mirio walking up the stairs, and Deku opens the door, and Night Eye is tickling his assistant, like with this tickle machine, like this contraption that he built or something like that, and is legit just like tickling her. And that completely caught me off guard, man. I I did not expect that to happen, but it's just kind of funny. And then like Deku tries to imitate All Might, and Night Eye is like not having it, and that's where the episode ends. I'm not sure what's gonna happen in episode 3. I'm pretty sure you already know what's gonna happen in episode 3, but like that completely caught me off guard, and like just Night Eye's character as a whole. Like again, all of this stuff is catching me off guard because I'm expecting something completely different to happen, or these characters to be a completely different way, and it just completely like surprises me, which I like, because I mean nobody wants to watch something that they expect what's going to happen next all the time, right? But yeah, I just kind of wanted to like just put that in right there real quick.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it's gonna be a good season. I mean, like I said, speaking as a guy who knows who, speaking from that point of view where I know what's gonna happen. It's a great season. Like I say that every like it's funny because I say it every season where I'm like, guys, this season's gonna be really really good. Get ready, and I say that about every season. So like, and like honestly, I feel like yes, the last season kind of had like the emotional highs, but I think this season has a really good balance of like the emotional highs with the action. Like it's really good, man. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be a great season.
So another thing we wanted to talk about is Dragon Ball FighterZ. So Broly, the movie Broly just got announced and stuff. Well, he didn't get announced, but like he's been leaked and stuff like that. His scans have been leaked online and everything, and he looks pretty cool. Looks like he's gonna be a really dope character. Uh, Looks like he's gonna be different enough from the current Broly, but at the same time, pretty much the same because they're both big brawler types and stuff like that. But he looks like he's gonna be a really good character. So be on the lookout for that on your boy's channel. I might do some well, not might, but I'm definitely gonna do some gameplay videos on him and stuff like that, and try to see if I can take him in a rank. I'll probably lose my rank doing that, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have another Bardock arc where like I played Bardock for like a week or two, and I lost my rank and I lost my square. It was a horrible time. I had to go back in with a different team and get my stuff back, man. Because I did not know how to play Bardock whatsoever. So this is probably gonna happen when I play with the boy Broly. But we don't want to talk about Broly today. We're going to talk about Season 3. Now, if you've been paying attention to Dragon Ball FigherZ at all, like you already know they have the World Tour going on right now. The World Tour ends in February, and a lot of people are speculating that they're going to announce a Season 3 at the February like World Tour final. We're going to see, the boy Goichi. We're going to see the boy Sonic Fox. We're going to see the boy who's one of my favorite fighters players right now. Wawa, that's his name, Wawa. And the reason I like Wawa because he is whooping people's ass with Base Goku. And Base Goku, like if you've been watching the channel, you already know Base Goku is the boy. Like that's my dude right there, Base Goku. And Wawa has been whooping people's ass with Base Goku, getting with that Genki Dama. It's over, you know what I'm saying? Like he beat Sonic Fox in the last one. hype, hype, hype. We're gonna see Tachikawa, stuff like that. All of those Dragon Ball fighters, competitive gamers and stuff like that. February World Tour Finals. But anyway, everybody's speculating that they're gonna release information on the season 3. Don't think FighterZ 2 is coming out anytime soon because I do know that they are working on, well, Arc System is working on a couple games like Guilty Gear and stuff like that. So I don't think that like a full new game is gonna be in the works, but season 3 is definitely in our future. So we want to talk about what we think is going to be, well, who we want, not who we think, but who we want to be in a season 3. And for me personally, right now, I would think, because they did 8 characters the first DLC pack, season 1, 6 characters for the second one, and then I think they're gonna go with 4, either 4 or 6. I don't think they're gonna do it any more than 4 or 6 characters. So I have 4 characters here who I want in the game. First, obviously, is the waifu Kefla. I want Kefla in the game. I don't think they're gonna do Khalifa or KO separately, but Kefla together. Definitely want her in the game. Also, the boy Raditz. You know what I'm saying? Being able to run base Goku, Raditz, and Bardock on the same team, losing some ranks in rank matches online, and then nobody wants this but me, but I do want to see Super Saiyan God, Goku, and Vegeta, because like Super Saiyan God Vegeta is probably one of my favorite transformations in Dragon Ball, like as a whole, and that's saying something, you know what I'm saying? But I really like that transformation. Vegeta looks dope, being a Super Saiyan God. So those are my 4 characters. I do have a couple other characters like Hercule and stuff like that. Like, what's the Dragon Ball game without Hercule? And like, they kind of alluded to putting Hercule in the game, if you can say that. When you play as Videl, she says, "Oh, I think I should bring my dad next time." Every time you win with her, or something like that. So maybe Hercule is in the future. But and also like people like Majin Buu and stuff like that. I don't think they put Majin Buu in the game. There's already 2 Buus in the game, so I doubt that. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing him. What do you think?
I think that's a pretty good. I think that's a pretty good list, man. I think that's a pretty good list.
I mean, what is your list?
I mean, oh, my list. Well, obviously Kefla is on my list as well. I really want Kefla. I I'm because I mean, if they're gonna, I mean, I really want to see like, because they're like the only other female Saiyans that are like pretty prevalent in Dragon Ball right now. You know what I mean? That they're the only female Saiyans that like actually like, they go Super Saiyan, they fight. Like I feel like so the just to have some of like the female Saiyan representation. Like let's put like I just want to see Kefla. She would definitely be a powerhouse. Like I could see her definitely being like a brawler. Well, more like a street fighter because like Kefla kind of like she puts like like Khalifa puts like her like she puts her hands up and she like gets in like she gets in like that boxing type of stance or whatever. So I feel like Kefla could really just incorporate the best things about Kale and Khalifa. Um into one character, which I know people probably are getting tired of fusion characters, but I'm sorry, I want to see another fusion character. So y'all gonna have to suck it. Anyway, um, outside of that, I really, 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 really want Kaba. I want Kaba or Kabe, however you want to say it. I want Vegeta's apprentice in this game. I want Kaba so bad. I do. I really like him. I know it's like, oh well, we have too many Saiyans in the game. We have too many Gokus and Vegetas. I'm sorry, I'm the only one who doesn't want a God Vegeta or a God Goku. I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. I feel like we have enough Gokus, Vegetas, and fusions. Like I feel like we're good on that. So, but I definitely want Kefla. I want Kabe. I think Kabe would be really, really interesting because he has his own unique moves. And Kabe's fighting style is so different. because like he shoots like the energy blasts out of his feet and stuff like that. Like I think there would be something really cool, but like I know he'll have like the Gallic gun because him and Vegeta are like that's his like apprentice or whatever. So, but I would really like to see Kabe in the game. He's like one of my favorite like Saiyan characters that have been introduced in Super. Outside of Kefla Kabe, all right, people probably gonna hate me for this one. Go ahead, man. Let's get Ribrianne in this game. Let's go ahead and get her in here. Get her in here. We need a meme character. I'm joking. People be so upset if they like put Ribrianne in the game. Nah. But I really want to see Champa. I want Beerus's brother.
Yo, that's funny. I'm looking at Dragon Ball Universe 6 characters right now, and I was thinking maybe Champa would be somebody that'd be kind of dope in the game as well.
Yeah. And and then Champa can have like some assists or something with like Vados or something in there, or like Vados pops up like next, kind of how like we shows up with Beerus, like you have Vados show up with Champa. I think that would be really dope. And then honestly for a final character, it's kind of hard, man, because I really went back and forth on it a lot, and at the end of the day, I would probably say if there was anybody else I would probably want to see to be like, if this would be like the final season pass, like the final season pass, I would say I wanted to grab one more character from Tournament of Power. So it really just comes down to like two more people. And I was gonna say Topo, because Topo had like such a huge representation. So the fact that like Topo isn't in the game yet, I'm like, wonder why Topo hasn't gotten in here yet. So I definitely wanna see Topo, because he had a lot of screen time.
I think Topo would be dope in the game too.
Yeah, I think Topo would definitely be a good representation. I said in between Topo or like another one of like the Universe 7, not Universe 7, are they? No, they're not Universe 7. The good guys are Universe 7. That and one of the other Pride Troopers. I was like either Topo or
Dispo would be kind of dope. I feel like Dispo would be kind of like 17, like jumping off the walls and stuff like that, like a very quick character.
Yeah, but I feel like Dispo would be interesting because like I like Dispo's movement speed would be really fast, but like to counter, like to offset it, like he wouldn't really have key blasts or anything like that. Kind of like Hit doesn't really have key blasts, but I feel like having a really fast movement speed might be a little bit too overpowered. So maybe they can give him like some skills or some techniques that like help him like mix up like he may not have like super high damage output, but he'll have he'll have a lot of mix up options, so that'll help like open up the opponent. I thought about it a while, but it's in between Topo and Dispo. I would like to see one of those other, like, cause Jiren being there by himself is like, okay, Jiren is cool, but like he needs to get his right hand man Topo in there or Dispo.
You think God of Destruction Topo or just Topo by itself? Regular Topo.
I think Topo, and then I think it'd be regular Topo, and his level 3 he go like God of Destruction.
Nice, that'd be dope. Imagine that being animated though. Like in the Arc System works.
Oh, it's gonna be dope. In the engine? Oh, I already know what scene that, if they did Topo, I already know what scene they used. They used the scene where he's like, when he's using Hakai. Like, it's the scene like where Vegito goes he does the evolution blue, and he's like, Hakai! You know what I mean? It would be that scene right there. It'd be that scene right there.
Well, anyway, those are our thoughts on the Season 3. If you play Dragon Ball FigherZ at all, who do you want in the game? Down below in the comments, let us know if you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube. If you aren't, if you're listening to this on any of the other streaming platforms, feel free to tweet at us. Nerd Shit Daily on Twitter. We have a Twitter, so you can tweet at us and you can talk to us, and we'll talk to you back. well, and some more things that we want to just maybe not even go too deep into, but kind of like announce, some things that we're looking forward to and all of that, and some things that just hit our radar, or at least my radar for Fairy Tail is coming out with a game. It's being released in 2020. It is a JRPG. I just like randomly saw some gameplay of it on YouTube like the other day, and I was like, "What?" Out of all of the animes, Fairy Tail is coming out with a with a game, and it looks actually pretty cool. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely go check out the gameplay. If I can find that video, or even just like the trailer, or whatever, I'll put it in the description on YouTube. But yeah, check it out. Fairy Tail coming out with a game. One Piece is also coming out with a movie this year. It's called One Piece Stampede. Something dealing with the Pirate Fest or something like that. There's a trailer you can watch. Usopp looks like he's been killed. Your boy Luffy isn't having that. Obviously, I don't think Usopp is dead, but I mean, you watch the trailer, you tell me for yourself. Yeah, and there's like some legendary monster that's like destroying the place and stuff like that. So it looks like it's gonna be a fun time. If you are a fan of One Piece, or even if you aren't a fan of One Piece, I think this movie should definitely be on your radar. And also, the My Hero Academia One's Justice 2 is coming out. Um, I've been like looking online and stuff like that, and the community is kind of split on this. So some people are thinking like it's a cash grab, and all they want is your money and stuff like that. They could have released because basically the game is technically kind of just like a reskin, and they added like more characters and stuff like that. So I think the initial roster is going to be like 40 something characters, which is 2 to 3 times bigger than the first game. And then they've changed some of the gameplay elements. And that's what it looks like. Nobody has played the game, or at least as far as I know, nobody's played the game yet. But we've only seen like gameplay online and stuff like that, so nobody really knows. But I personally think that the characters that they're adding and stuff like that, if you were to add those as DLC for the first game, then the game would be so much more than $60, because the first game is 60 plus the DLC characters, which were like $5 each or whatever. That's going to be a very pricey game if you want all of those characters. So I think having a second game come out and stuff like that, being just $160 is, I mean, justified. If you haven't played the first one, definitely. If you're into One Piece, not One Piece, My Hero and stuff like that, then definitely check it out. Am I personally going to pick it up? I am not, because there's so many games that are coming out this year that I want to get, like Death Stranding. There's Outer Worlds and stuff like that. There's some game coming out in November. I was just looking at the trailer, but it's a game that I would rather play that I would much rather play more than a My Hero game. But anyway, those are some things that kind of hit my radar this past week and stuff like that. But if you have any thoughts on any of that, down in the comments below, let us know what you think. What do you think about the My Hero game? Are you going to watch the One Piece movie and the Fairy Tail game? Are you excited for that? What other anime series would you like to see come out with a video game, and what genre would you like that to be in? So if you're a fan of, I know the Bleach community wants a Bleach video game. So like, if you're a Bleach fan, what kind of Bleach video game do you want? Do you want it to be a fighter game? Do you want it to be like, and if it is a fighting game, do you want it to be like arena fighter game? Do you want it to be a competitive fighter game, kind of like Fighters, or do you want like a RPG, or do you want one of those kind of Souls games? Not Souls games. I'm tripping. Dynasty Warrior games. I was just like looking at Dark Souls, so that's why I thought of a Souls game, but like Dynasty Warrior games. But yeah, so let us know. Let us know what you all think. What about you, man? You any thoughts on any of this upcoming stuff, or anything that hit your radar that you're looking forward to?
I mean, man, honestly, really, I'm looking forward to play Indivisible. Indivisible is an RPG game that was made by the team that made Skullgirls. Skullgirls being a 2D fighter, which it was all like, which the game is which is completely, the Skullgirls game was completely hand drawn. So that game is really, really beautiful. The story was really cool. I mean, the story's like, it's like an arcade fighter, but it's really like, even the story's super interesting. So I recommend anybody to pick up Skullgirls. Indivisible is made by the same team. It's just gonna it's a little different because instead of going the 2D fighter the action arcade fighter route, now it's an RPG, but it's still like hand drawn. Oh, the opening cinematic is done by Studio Trigger, by the way. So if you like Kill la Kill or Kisniver or any of the Darling in the Franxx, which a lot of people, we understand, we like Darling in the Franxx, like the first half of the series. The last half of Darling in the Franxx is like pretty much utter trash. Don't at me on that.
Like everybody
But
tweet at
Studio
him
Trigger has amazing
and give him a hard time about that. Also, everybody tweet at him
Oh,
and peer pressure him into putting that game on this channel.
oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I probably will. I probably will play.
No, I'm just messing with you, man.
Channel. But no, Indivisible. Oh man, Final Fantasy remake.
Oh yes. Oh, and the game that I couldn't think of is the Star Wars game that's coming out. That game is coming out in November.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars. I'm still looking forward to. I mean, and this is coming out like soon. Like this is probably gonna be within the next month or two. The Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC Remind DLC. Yeah, man. So I'm pumped for that. I know like the hype for Kingdom Hearts has died down since 3 is released like at the beginning of this year. And it's been almost a whole year since Kingdom Hearts 3 has been out. But the DLC, like every time they dropped the trailer like back in September or something like that, and I'm super excited. I know it's just adding more content onto a game, to a series that I already love. But I mean, they're dropping new content on the mobile game. Like, so I'm just super. And like, they just had some story developments that just came out. I'm not going to drop any spoilers if you are a Kingdom Hearts fan. Or you're like you just don't want to start Kingdom Hearts because it's like super convoluted. People say that all the time, and it's true. Kingdom Hearts is very convoluted. It takes a lot of time to try and understand, but but there's so many, like, especially like just newer releases, RPGs. I want to play Code Vein at some point too. Like, there's a lot, man. There's a lot going on. There's
so
a
much
lot going on as far as
yo.
releases.
What is it? Cyberpunk, the game. What is it? 2077 or something like that. That game is coming out, which. Oh my god! I honestly think out of all the games, it's a coin toss between Death Stranding because I'm a big Hideo Kojima fan. Metal Gear Solid is probably my favorite gaming series. Like I've played all of them. Like I didn't beat the first one because I didn't like I started playing video games, you know, like around the PlayStation 2 era as far as like actually playing them and beating them and stuff like that. So I never beat the first one, but I did play like halfway through the first one. But every other one after that, I've played them and I've beaten them. Like Hideo Kojima is the Hideo Kojima is the guy. You know what I'm saying? So Death Stranding, I'm really looking forward to that. Although nobody really knows what the game is about. I know it's going to be amazing because again, it's a Hideo Kojima game. Like the name says says it all, and then Cyberpunk 2077, because I'm a big Cyberpunk nerd, man. Like I love anything Cyberpunk, and like being in that world, like I want that. I mean, I'm somebody who like Deus Ex, you know what I'm saying? Like the last Deus Ex game that came out, I played that simply because it was Cyberpunk. And I know a lot of people didn't like that game, and it didn't sell well, and it got a bad rep and stuff like that. But I personally enjoyed it. So yeah, there's so much coming out right now, so much.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, even with Death Stranding, did you see the gameplay trailer for that too? Like all the little things that affect gameplay. Like, yo, that game is gonna be wild. That game is gonna be so wild.
Crazy. Oh my god, man.
But yeah, there's a lot of dope things. I mean, you guys in the comment section, what are you guys looking forward to? It could be DLC add-ons. I mean, Borderlands 3 too. Like that recently came out not too long ago too. Like, what are you guys playing? Let us know in the comment section, or tweet at us at Nerdshit Daily, so we can kind of hear what you guys are playing, what you guys are talking about.
Definitely. And eventually, I think I want to set up a Discord for nerd shit, like to where if you are a part of the nerd shit family, you want to kind of talk nerd shit all day, and you don't want to wait, you know, twice a month for a podcast. We can be in there talking nerd shit all the time. So I'll let you all know when that is live and stuff like that, and you could join it if you want to. But that's going to be the episode. Thank you for listening. This has been your boy Key with ShootingStar Sheriff, Nerd Shit episode 5, and we out.
Later, guys.